You are listening to the Gorehound's Playground Story Hour. I'm here with Sammantha, Jason, and Erica.
Hello.
Yes. Woo!
We're all here.
Okay.
So Samantha's going to tell us her deepest, darkest secrets.
Wow. That one's scary right there. I just got goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
So how are you,
All right.
Sammy? We haven't seen you in a long time. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me. And, wow, deepest, darkest secrets. You really want to hear all of those? We're going to need more than one podcast.
Well, tell us about a time that changed the direction of your life. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, there's so many directions I went in. You're talking, so... Wow. You're talking to a really confused girl, even in her straight normal days. So, let's see. Okay, a good story.
Good story, a drug story, something about death maybe, a scary occurrence.
Let's see, my first occurrence with almost death, or what I thought was almost death, when I first moved to Colorado. I was born and raised a New York Jew on Long Island in suburbia on top of it. So, yeah. And then I was dragged kicking and screaming here right before my 16th birthday. So, back in New York, we're so much more ahead of everybody. Yay! That I was going to high school, and I was like, Center Reach Cougars. Woo! All right. I was going to Center Reach High School, and when I moved here, I got put in Lesher Junior High for Fort Collins, if anybody knows. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, God.
Only 10 years.
10 years times 25. No, yeah, it was back in 89 when I moved here. So, I've been to many other places, always come back to Colorado Mountains. Yeah, Colorado, Fort Collins. Okay. Besides all that, so Lesher Junior High, I came back here. I was about 16, and
Kicking and screaming.
right, pissed
had a
off,
near-death experience.
and I met all the wrong crowd because, let's go with, I was teased a lot. I came here, I had crutches already because of a leg injury. I hadn't had surgery yet for. Thank God for homecoming in my last year at Lesher. So, I really, okay. Got nervous with everybody at school, and so either I got made fun of my.
No phones in the studio.
Sorry.
You're out of here. You're fired.
Oh, now you broke it.
Oh, did I?
That's Eric.
No.
No.
Hold on, we're changing that right now.
Sorry, everyone.
Bill collectors.
All right, so are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't break anything.
To the bill collectors, please stop calling Samantha. Thank you.
So yeah, we came to
Hi, dog. We have a
all the
dog in
cool
studio.
people that I normally hung out with in New York shunned me here. So for Jews, shunning is bad, just like a Quaker. Shunning's horrible. So
It's like a Quaker.
anybody into the show Banshee, you'll understand the Quaker life. Okay, so it was just horrible, and I stopped talking to everybody. So then I got known as Snooty because I wouldn't talk to anybody. Well, everybody made fun of me. I had buck teeth, which, haha, you guys can't see me. I'm gorgeous. And so I had really bad buck teeth, which are way worse than they are now, and they still are. So, mwah, love y'all. And
The rabbit want a kiwi? Sorry.
Isn't that the second time that Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd might come up today? Okay, so I had like crutches and this brace, and I limped everywhere. Got rid of the crutches and just did a limp because I thought that would be better. And then I got made fun of the New York accent and the Jewish part. So you stop talking, then you're better than everybody else, and you're snooty and snotty, and it was like, I couldn't win. So I got in with what was known as the dirtbag crowd back then. You have to think 89, 90s, okay, Berlin Wall, punk, all that era.
Grunge started.
Oh my God, it was an amazing time to be alive. Anyway, be my age at that time, except for if you had crutches and buck teeth. But still, it was awesome. I wouldn't give it up. And everybody just, the rough dirtbag leather crowd was the only, the hoodlums of the world. That was me. And I didn't realize that's where I fit in. Still am to this day my biker crowd. But I love everybody. I don't shun anybody. God, Frank Zappa. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you haven't been to the studio, Sammantha's sitting on a toilet looking at
Frank
Zappa sitting on a toilet.
And I've never been turned on more in my life, because I would do a threesome with Frank Zappa and Dweezil Zappa any given day.
Sammantha, do you have a boner right now?
Oh my God, if I had a penis, I would. So, but let me tell you, at home, my vibrator's hard. All right, so wow. So here I am with the wrong crowd. We're going back to the story. Oh, let me digress. I met every dirtbag that Fort Collins had everywhere, and probably some that weren't, and turned them that way, which that was awesome. But I'm gonna throw out a name. Her name is Dee Dee, and she'll listen later, so don't worry. But she was one of my first
Dirtbags.
negative people to meet, which back then was negative to me. Well, she might still be, I don't know. Anyway, her boyfriend and all that crowd I ditched school. Here I am in like crutches. I'm supposed to be going to junior high. I had some classes at the high school because, like I said, New York is better. We're advanced. So I was walking between the schools with crutches or getting rides and getting shunned at both schools. One for being better, one for being worse, one for, I was a nerd still considered at high school because of what was going on. It was a confusing time. So drugs, alcohol, leather, biker, that was the way. And it was my way, and I just was happy with it. So we're under this bridge one day, and of I-25. I now know, I didn't know where it was then because I was new, but I now know it was I-25 in Harmony. So we're under like the underpass, and just a touch of LSD in our system, just a little bit, not much. And hanging with all the wrong people. And I never had, that was probably only my third time. Third, maybe. It was always a good experience. But everybody has looming in their corner of their mind this bad trip syndrome. Never had a bad trip.
No.
That day, oh my God. So let me tell you, at 16, I was in love with Alice Cooper. I wore earrings that were snakeheads. And if I'm all over the board, guys, just deal with it. Roll. This is me. So I have these snakeheads. One's Alice, one's Cooper. One smiled, one didn't.
Cool.
Two different snakes, obviously, because, rattles don't have two snakeheads. Rarely. There might be one or two in existence if you really look through the internet. So anyway, back then, they didn't exist. Or at least I didn't know they existed. So, yeah, Alice Cooper. And I am tripping with him under this overpass. Me and Alice are in a corner just jamming out, listening to his music, and just partying, having fun. And here comes this guy that I had a crush on. I couldn't tell you his name at the moment. But he was like Alice Cooper looking, long black hair.
Samantha,
yes.
I'm not getting very scared.
Well, he's turned into a snake.
Oh.
No, he was like tall, 6 foot, skinny, had the nose that the rest of him was built along with it. So it was like you were in love before he got naked. He looked like Alice Cooper, but without the makeup, and you were just like, wow, okay. But all of a sudden, he melted and turned into this rattlesnake that was bigger than a train and came down the railroad tracks that were under this underpass. Oh, why did I mention the railroad tracks? Probably not. So they were there, but okay, railroad tracks just go by you like... He was like slithering like a snake and never left a track. I knew at that moment either I was dying or this is the bad trip everybody talked about. And I'm Jewish, so I went with I'm dying. So I'm screaming up in the corner of the top of the overpass, like, where it meets the actual road, and there's like this much space. And when I say this much, I mean like tiny little corner crevice. And I'm squished in there. Now, back then, I was probably 5 foot. I'm 4'11" now because I'm older and I shrunk. But I was like 5 foot and maybe 120 pounds then.
She's so short, her legs are dangling off the toilet.
But dang it, my boobs look like Jessica Rabbit, so I'm hot. And I just have to throw that in. They've got bigger and better over age. So I'm in this little corner, so all you gotta see are your boobs popping out, right? And teeth and boobs. And I'm screaming because all I think is this guy is coming to eat me. And it's Alice Cooper, my God, coming to just swallow me whole. So I wound up in tears, screaming for my life. 6 friends surrounding me, and
was there Alice Cooper soundtrack in the background?
It was for me. I had like my little radio, but I ran with the radio. So if he probably was at the time, boombox, is that what we called it back then?
Something like that, right?
So everybody did have it, but to me it was just in my head because I knew only I was seeing this. I know how LSD works, and I know not everybody sees the same trip. So whether it was good, bad, or ugly, only I'm seeing this. And I'm like...
booking.
I'm dying by myself with Alice Cooper playing, but he's coming to eat me with this giant rattletail. And looking as big as a train, like Amtrak. So people could have been inside him. I don't know. But he's coming to swallow me whole. Yeah, that was my first near-death experience, thanks to Colorado.
Wow.
Woo! I mean, before then, I was a pretty innocent girl in New York. Nobody will believe that, but it's true. I was a giant Dungeons and Dragons nerd.
Oh, yeah.
Back home, straight A student. Although my best friend was a cheerleader in the high school, she tried to get me to learn how to cheer, and I did eventually out here. But in New York, computer club, French club.
They had computers back then?
We did, and all you did was play that stupid little...
Pong.
Yes!
Yeah, Pong.
And it was like, you go down a hallway maze, you walk down to the end of the hallway, but you didn't really walk. It was like... It was like Maze Craze. Like, anybody remember Maze Craze on Atari? If you do, please chime in, call in, text, fucking... Sorry, Gorehound website, something, because whenever I talk Maze Craze, which was my favorite Atari game when I was a child, Pong, everybody knows Pong. Maze Craze was best. That was cops and robbers. Straight up. You had cop side, robber side, and a maze. A real maze, like Pac-Man maze. And it was stay away from each other, because cops and robbers. So, he's a robber. Go figure. I didn't know then, but my brother was always a cop. So, if you knew my family dynamics, and if you stick to our podcast, eventually you'll probably hear it all.
Hey, you
boy.
Oh,
you have
God.
30 more minutes.
Oh, no, my family, you can't hear that in 30 minutes. But someday, maybe, you'll hear it all. Anyway, okay. Yeah, Maze Craze was the best, so.
Tell us a Tell us a sober story about a life and death situation.
Oh. Do people have life and death situations sober?
When they're sober?
Unless you're without being FBI, CIA, or any of those other letters or Red Sparrows of the world, or which I'm sure they were drinking. Look at Atomic Blonde; she was trashed.
Yes,
but just saying, there are probably sober ones out there. Born Identity was he sober?
I don't remember.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me digress to my second favorite nerdism of the world, comic books. They're all sober. Captain America, Justice League, whether you go Marvel to, what is it? The Avengers. Woo! Jason Momoa. Oh my God. I'll have my legs up later on him.
School here.
No
Later,
doubt.
Sammantha's gonna have her legs wrapped around my neck.
So, Jason Momoa, eat your heart out. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, we're doing some filming down here today.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Did I let that slip? Was I not supposed to?
Oh,
but anyway.
So, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're...
She's gonna have her legs around Bill, not me.
Oh.
Yeah. Bill. I hate Bill.
Dustin's way hotter. Oh my God, girls.
What?
Get your butt down to Gorehound now. Just saying.
Thank you very much.
And Jason, double. All right. Girls, get here now, or I'm taking them both. And, yeah, you'll never know. So, anyway, what was the question originally about
Have you ever
a
experienced
sober death experience?
Yeah, something that really frightened you, but you were
All right.
Not under the...
You're not
Yes.
under the influence of anything.
And there's a couple, although there were many, let me tell you that. But I'm one of those girls your parents did warn you about. And most parents said, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I don't care. If I was 30 years old and so were you, they still said, yeah, fuck that. So, I was her, but I'm not anymore. Anyway.
Mostly.
Sort of. So, thank God my fiance's parents are both passed. That's all I can say. Anyway, and mine too, by the way. So, sober, yes. The biggest sober death experience I can explain. I'll have to start kind of backward, and then go to the actual experience. Does anybody remember, let's see, about 2 years ago, about 2 years? Is that right?
I didn't know.
The Pizza Ranch Loveland experience.
Yeah.
So,
The Pizza Ranch?
the Pizza Ranch in Loveland, do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
It's like where they wrangle pizzas.
yes! Many kinds. Almost like a...
That's Bill's favorite store.
What is it? Like yeah. It's a smorgasbord. Us Jewish people know what that is. Smorgasbord of pizza. Okay, so anyway.
And Christianity.
Well, Jewish people don't know what that is. But still. Because we know the truth.
I just want to let everybody know I worship Satan.
Anyway. Not that anybody's better than anybody. I love you all. Because I am many, many faiths. So anyway. My family's just Jewish. Okay.
All right, we got 25 minutes, Samantha.
25 minutes?
You gotta hear this story.
All right, so here we are, Pizza Ranch. If you want to look back. Wait, let's refer to the story. I can read you the actual story. And then tell you my part of the story.
You're going to read it off your cell phone so bill collectors can call you at the same time?
No, it's on silent. They don't know what I'm doing. And I'm all paid up. F them.
They're gonna call
no,
and
look,
be like, hello,
I'm gonna
Samantha
read you
on your radio?
Here, wait. Let me read you the story that my near-death experience sober relates to. So you can hear the person behind the story. Is that good enough for you?
Yes, that's beautiful.
Oh my God, this is going to be amazing and take up lots of time. So,
24 minutes?
probably.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't read as well as I talk. Oh, wait. Not the Pizza Ranch 11. Give me just a minute to look him up. So, the gentleman's name, I am a full disclosure kind of girl on this story because he was evil.
Piece of shit.
No. Okay. Jason was there with me for most of the story.
Okay.
I mean, the entire relationship story, not even just the story. So, this is a horrible relationship gone worse. Okay? So, this gentleman, I'm trying to be nice. This POS on feet. Okay, William. What was his last name? Ripley. Okay.
Ripley, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anybody who went to Loveland, say, Thompson Valley High School back in, say, Derek Magnuson days. Oh, I'm sorry. Or, back in, say, the 90s, early 90s. This guy kind of went to school there, was a drummer of some kind of bullshit story. But really just, that was his start of Kurt Cobaindom. Or say...
The grunge.
Yeah, like the
Temple
grunge
Pilots,
days, that was him.
his,
He was Kurt Cobain. He was, what was it? Stone Temple Pilots lead singer.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't think of the name.
Not important.
Anyway, that was his life. He did nothing but want to go to Washington to join Seattle and become grunge even in the 2000s. Yeah. I mean, he did not leave that time period.
Why was that?
Yeah. Heroin. That's why.
Heroin and alcohol, right?
Heroin and alcohol, and that was his lifetime. Now, when I was with him, yes, I started out still not clean myself. Got clean for a long time period because of where he took me. I had no choice. I had to get clean for my own sanity or I was going to die. Then we moved to Washington itself.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Bad idea. Which Jason and his ex of the same caliber...
Narcissistic sociopath.
Yes. We had an apartment together, so...
Yay! 2 narcissists in the
It
same
was amazing, and he and I are trying to stay clean at the time. And they are off in, let's go get these 2 high to shut them up.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was, kind of.
Well, they were interested in being clean at the time, you know.
Yeah. It wasn't even shut them up. It was to distract them from what we're really trying to do.
Right.
And not together. Because they were doing their own separate evil, diabolical, Pinky and the Brain, let's take over the world plan. But using each other to keep us in the unknown.
Sick.
And it was...
As narcissists do.
Right. And it was insane. Thank God I had Jason there for that. Because you know what? He and I wouldn't be here talking about this if it wasn't for that time period. We got each other through it. We got each other past it.
Yep.
Now, we may have had diabolical times since. Who knows? But we're still here together.
Yep.
Okay.
And you know what?
So anyway.
He's not. She's... Who knows?
All right. So let me. I'm sorry. I've stopped looking up the story, but this will take time. So let me look up.
Yeah, so after the
this
apartment...
Pizza Ranch story. Because Pizza Ranch happened here long after we came home from Washington. Which
There's a whole other story about how you got home.
And I did have a near-death experience with him. Remember the park?
Yeah.
And the phone. I had a knife to my head, or neck.
Sammantha called us one morning, screaming. She called my girlfriend screaming.
Jeez.
So we jumped in the car.
I had just moved there. Didn't know where I was in Washington.
And I jumped on my phone and called the police so we could try and track them down.
And he snapped my phone in half where we were.
Yeah. And thankfully, between that time, we figured out they were at one of the bus stops or close by, which happened to be right where we were. So we drove around the park, and I saw him running his ass off. And then So
Well,
I looked
and
a
the
little
police showed
farther.
up there right before you did. The police showed up, and at the time the police showed up, he had an actual knife. Now I'll read you another story about a knife to a neck, but he had an actual pocket knife to my neck, threatening to kill me. And the police were like, trying to do everything to stop him. He dropped the knife and ran.
Yeah.
Okay, which
Ran right past my car.
we had no contact orders. We had
Already DV was involved.
domestic
violence.
multiple times here in Colorado. So it wound up to be our benefit, my benefit.
Yeah, because he went to jail immediately.
Prison, not just jail. It was jail here. He got work release here,
Right.
and thank fucking God for Washington. He went to prison for a minute,
Right.
and then a work release program there. Got released. Went through hell all over again.
At that time, Sammantha had moved on and went back to Colorado.
So here we are. Okay.
Real quick,
Here I am
I
after
ran into
4
this gentleman. Hang
years.
on. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I
Go
ran
for it.
into him before he went back to Colorado to try and find you.
And I didn't realize that at the time.
Yeah, and so we had, I wouldn't say friendship or anything, but we had collaboration because I was using it at the same time. So, when you're in deep
Drug
in your
use,
addiction,
it's different.
yeah, you talk to people you don't want
You
to.
don't want to deal with it.
Ever. But
I never would.
so I tried to deter him from going back to Colorado, which obviously didn't work because he ended up back here.
And he had no clue I was back here because I went to North Carolina for a
God,
period.
That's right.
That's right. And that's a whole nother story. Many death experiences there. We'll go there later. If I talk
You
again
have
later.
17 minutes.
Oh my God, that's nothing. Okay. So we'll move this on faster. So here we are. So I go to North Carolina to hide out from this guy. And he keeps seeming to find me over multiple states. I come back to Colorado knowing he knows I'm in North Carolina. So I come back to Colorado knowing he's also in Washington.
Right, which he wasn't.
Which he wasn't. So here he was here. So I come back here unknowingly and I'm stupid. Now, this whole time, let me tell you, hold on, I got to give you this tidbit. I'm working for the same company. Well, okay, wait, I wasn't in Washington. Once I hit, it was Washington, Colorado, North Carolina, back to Colorado, okay? So I come back to Colorado, get this job, which is a dispatcher for a company I won't name because use Uber. That's all I can say. Or Sapphire Car Service for all of you in Fort Collins, Loveland area. Yes. Bing, bing. Anyway, so I worked for this company for 6 years. And during most of this time, once I came to Colorado, I got him in 2013. Okay. Or 2012. But I moved to North Carolina to get away from this guy. And took this job with me because it was dispatch. It was all by phone. As long as I knew that it was like being a dispatcher for Yellow Cab. So I was able to work from anywhere. This job traveled with me for years back and forth. So it was
Cool.
awesome.
Convenient.
So anyway, yeah. Now, so I moved to North Carolina. He finds I'm on there, and I have this dude blocked every which way. All his friends, family, anybody that thought they knew me, they're all blocked. So, anyway.
He's still finding her.
Still finds me through new friends. He finds a new friend, brings me up, and they're like, "Oh, I know her." Bam, through Facebook. Facebook for that reason. Although I love it.
She was stalked. Big time.
I love it other ways, but technology can be a witch.
It's true.
See, I tried to be nice there.
All right, so you're back in
All right.
Colorado.
So I'm back in Colorado, and I'm working as a dispatcher at home with a new man. Okay, this new man, by the way, guys, here I am 5.5 years later. We're getting married on our 5.5-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
May 19th. Woo! Anyway, so I'm engaged to this guy, but at the time it was just the beginning. our second time around, so he's like, I know who you are, but I'm going to protect you. Don't worry. I know what's going on. I told him what's going on. He's like, you're safe. And I never in my life, except for with Jason, have felt safe in my life. And that's the truth.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're very welcome. This guy is like my stone.
Brother from another mother.
I'm telling you. Oh, I miss Mom. Love Janet. All right, so anyway, rest in peace, Mom. Let me just say, my old man now, though, we've had fights. Fights can get scary, but I've never felt so safe in my life. So I'm with this guy, and he was just killed by his ex-girlfriend. That's another story for another time. Great story, though. Anyway, so the only time he ever decided to break up with me, he almost died. He'll never do it again. So he... anyway, so I'm working overnight shift for this car service and dispatching for my multiple cars. And this text comes to me. Well, actually, it was Facebook message comes to me from this dude I was dated 8 years, on and off for 8 years, back in high school days. So quite a long time before that. And he was like, hey, I just want to let you know that Will is dead. And I'm like, who are you fucking with me like this? And I have to throw that out because I was like, screw you. Like, no, this is not a joke.
Right. And the guy, Will, was the stalker.
Yeah, he's this guy.
For multiple years.
For like 4+ years.
Oh, wow.
4.5 years. Multiple states.
Try to get rid of this guy. For
like 20 to 30 DVs. Multiple states. Like... Okay. He was thrown off a Greyhound. Almost thrown off a Greyhound from Fort Collins to Washington to fight. Like, to come with me. Like, horrible guy. So anyway, I can't even express how horrible this dude is. You all can look this article up yourself. So here we go. Back to this article I'm looking at. Here's one of them. There's many. So this is called Details Emerge in Deadly Loveland Pizza Ranch Standoff. Now, it's the only...
That sounds like a really good movie.
And it's the only Pizza Ranch standoff. Here's a great tidbit.
The Pizza Ranch Standoff!
And here's a great tidbit. So my new job, I don't have to bring all... Okay, so I work at the Dollar Tree by my house. My new manager, her son, worked at the Pizza Ranch this night.
Oh my God.
And I kid you not, small worlds happen for a reason. So
what do you do when you're at the Pizza Ranch and you're getting held up by gunpoint? Do you throw pizzas at him?
Wasn't gunpoint.
No. Huh? This guy
had a knife.
Had a plastic knife, like you have plastic silverware out. He had a plastic knife to a woman's neck. That was a customer at the Pizza Ranch.
Plastic knife, huh? Wow.
So, but it's still a knife. But there's a lot of pre-story to this. So please, I'm telling you, if you're listening to this podcast, go look up. No, go look up the other stories. So I'll read you this one. This one says, Larimer County District Attorney said a police officer was justified in fatally shooting a man clutching a knife at a crowded Loveland restaurant after he warned other restaurant patrons of a human sacrifice. Now, wait, that's just the beginning. More. Officer Jennifer Hines, God bless her. Yep. Loveland officer, off-duty soul. She was
off duty. Oh, wow.
So, Officer Jennifer Hines, a 10-year veteran with the Loveland Police, fired one shot from her .45 caliber handgun, killing 45-year-old William Ripley. Woo! That was my addition. He is going to here's more story. He is going to kill him. He had a knife. Oh, it was a guy. I thought it was a woman. He had sorry. So he is going to kill him. He had a knife in his hand and hadn't dropped it after hearing commands. And I just thought he's going to kill that man, and it's not going to happen in front of me. And I drew my shotgun, and I reached over the wall, and I shot him. This is all from Jennifer. Amazing woman. So, Hines and a police trainee, Jay Smith. That's great. Were traveling west on Eisenhower Boulevard while on patrol August 31st when they heard dispatchers. My job, just a car service. Okay. Heard dispatchers report multiple 911 calls of someone throwing a bicycle into oncoming traffic.
Jesus.
And he did. He hit a BMW, caused over $10,000 damage.
Wow.
I think it was 10,000. I could exaggerate. I'm Jewish. But anyway, that's in another story, how much damage. And there was a couple of accidents, I believe, because of that bike being thrown into Highway 34 traffic. So, as the pair arrived at the scene near Mountain View High School, where Pizza Ranch is, in East Loveland, yay, Pizza Ranch. I've never eaten there, but go check it out. So, they saw a man, later identified as Ripley, running through a field. There's a picture. Not Ripley, though. No. That's what's funny. I'm like, that's not him.
He was already shot at that time?
No. This is prior.
Okay.
This is pre having a knife to somebody.
Okay.
So Smith gave chase on foot while Hines parked the car near Pizza Ranch. Okay. After losing sight of Ripley, officers began combing the parking lot. Moments later, they saw Ripley leaning out of the drive-up window, screaming at the officers. It says here, highlighted, the District Attorney Cliff Rydell wrote in a letter to Police Chief Luke Hecker that all that had happened. So the restaurant was open for business. The police saw Ripley walk out of the kitchen while carrying a knife. Mind you, it was plastic. I don't know if they announced that right away. Anyway, Hines started pounding on the glass window, urging people to leave the restaurant. So she's outside, telling people, get out. He has a knife to somebody's neck. Great movie stuff right here. Police moved to the front entrance and try to usher diners to safely ushers diners to safety. While additional officers, I don't read as well as I speak. We covered that, right? Okay. So, while other additional officers respond. As Hines entered the restaurant, she reported seeing Ripley on the other side of a 5-foot partition, chest to back with an old man in front of him. See, and this whole time I thought it was a woman. Okay. He had an old man.
That's his M.O. I mean,
I know. And an old...
would have been a woman.
Yeah, a woman. He's terrorized women all his life. He was a deviant since the get-go, and I didn't find that out till a long time after. But, so, chest to back with an old man in front of him. So, here he is, picking on some retiree. Could have been a vet, for all I know. Okay. You didn't see that smile, because I'm just like, he was the deviant of all deviants. So, other officers who entered the restaurants from the kitchen entrance corroborated Hines' recollection of the event. So here's Officer Greg Harris. Saw Ripley moving toward an elderly man with a knife, blade up on his hand. And that's when Harris yelled, hostage. Nobody else had a clear shot. Officer Younger, and that's Younger, just for you German folk out there, approached the elderly man and tried to pull him away from Ripley, simultaneously kicking him in the thigh to slow him down, Rydell wrote in his report, Rydell, same officer from the Devil's Rejects. Woohoo, 3 from Hell's coming out soon. Just for y'all out there. Anyway.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Oh no, real soon. That's my heartthrob right there. So anyway.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
oh no.
5
So we're gonna have
minutes.
to continue this into another podcast. Anyway, kidding. Immediately after the kick, Hines fired the single shot, striking Ripley in the the stomach. So a witness later told police that Ripley went into the nearby Golden Corral earlier that night with his bicycle before throwing it at the BMW in the on 34.
That's funny. The Golden Corral's right next to the Pizza Ranch.
Yes, right. So, but one's strictly pizza, one's everything. So
it's kind of
it's neat actually in its weird way. That's like Burger King and McDonald's being across the street from each other.
That's true.
In a way. So, The attention everybody got. He screamed, "Attention, everybody! I met God tonight." Yeah, this is my ex. I'm sorry to admit this, but okay. So he screamed, "Attention, everybody! I met God tonight," and said, and the chief of police drugged me. I don't get that part, but especially women and children need to leave because there's going to be a human sacrifice tonight. There's going to be blood. I was chosen.
Wow.
Yeah, so here's...
Dun, dun, dun. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Where's the sound effects?
Oh, yeah, do it.
There will be a sacrifice.
Oh, my God. There will be blood tonight. So...
There will be blood. Wasn't there a movie called that?
So explain this, but I understand now. I know people think that Loveland and Fort Collins police, not to talk down about them because they're doing their job, but they've gotten a little carried away with shoot first, ask questions later.
Not with this guy.
Sometimes, no, but in this instant, and I've had this conversation many times with many people, so in this instant, I don't believe so, because with all that drama before, and even though it's a plastic fucking knife, it was still an older man, which here I thought it was a woman, but it's an older man, probably retirement age. I don't know his background.
It's more vulnerable.
It's more vulnerable, right. And he has a plastic knife to him saying there's going to be sacrifice. No, kill the MFer, okay? And this girl did.
You're allowed to cuss.
I know.
Kill the motherfucker!
Right. And she did.
And
Jennifer did. She, off duty, was the one who had the balls big enough, yay, Loveland, to shoot him in a single fatal wound to the stomach.
Yep.
Okay?
It
Take
should
him
have
out.
been done years
Now,
prior.
that was his, not near fatal. That was his fatal accident. Now, my near fatal, I had probably 10 of them with him. The one that scared me the most is long before this, and actually it was even before I moved to Washington with Jay and said ex-girlfriend. Her nickname from me is CSF3. Do you want to know what CSF3? No, it's SCF3.
We are actually running out of time. We got 2 minutes left.
I can do
Magic
it.
cunt face.
3.
I can do it.
And I can show Jay in my phone where it says SCF3.
Right.
So, it's great. So anyway, this bitch, yeah, anyway, forget her. So, with Will, we were in an apartment off Robertson Street, right across from PVH, and many alcohol and drunk nights together. I was sober this night. We had gone to a friend's house.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Okay. We were gone to the guy who had owned the apartment we stayed in. His name was Sonny. He was amazing. He was on parole. He drank a lot too, but he was trying to get clean. He had been busted. Will was a bad influence on everybody. So here's Sonny and I, sober. We had gone, I think it was 4th of July, as a matter of fact. And we had gone over to the city park. We had, watched the fireworks. We were all sober but him. He's all fucked up. Thinks I was hitting on some dude at City Park. Hours later, mind you, we're back at the apartment by the hospital. The dude is laying on my chest, knees on my chest, choking me, and a pillow over my mouth.
Jeez.
And I'm barely able to punch the wall, punch him, punch the wall. And I'm doing that myself for its own background. But here comes Sonny, his neighbor, who always stayed, your shit's your shit, my shit's my shit. Walked in and pulled him off me.
Damn.
And I barely was able to go get checked out at PVH across the street about an hour later. Okay,
So stay tuned to part 2 of the story
We'll have
on the
Sammantha back.
Gorehound's Playground Storytellers.
Nice to have a different personality in the room.
I feel like I'm a winner right now because I get to come back. Like I won some giant
And you're
grand prize.
still alive.
Thanks for listening.
Love you guys. Come into the Gorehound, rent a movie, watch a movie.
Participate.
Star in a movie.